Good to see you again. Good to be back. Thank you, thank you. Um, remember all the great things that we went through in 2023, right? I believe that this was a season and a time of growth, and I believe that 2024 is going to be even better. Do you believe that? Who's going to make it better? You are, right? Because you are in control of your future. So, yesterday I spoke to you all about the vision of Atomy, right? Why every single one of you here today, you are able to become successful. I gave you a detailed breakdown of all the facts and why you can become successful. Now, the important thing is taking action with the knowledge that you have to make this tool called Atomy work for you. Because a lot of individuals that I meet, they use this tool incorrectly. So even if you're given a good tool, if you don't use it correctly, it will not work because it's not used for the purpose that it was created, right? So what do I mean? I mean, if I give you a shovel and I tell you to go cut a tree down with a shovel, is it going to work well? No. So if you use this tool called Atomy in the correct way, it will create passive income. And that is what you want. But if you don't do this business correctly, you will just be wasting your time and energy and using this tool, right, as a shovel to cut a tree down. And I don't want you to do that. So let me give you a few pointers. Let me give you some details in terms of what I believe the mindset and action should be to be able to create these things in your future. In the back, it says, if you dream vividly, it will definitely come true. So what does that mean? If you dream vividly, if that's all you think about, then you become crazy for that, right? You want it to happen. You see that happening in your future. So that's good, okay? Now, the hope is if you dream vividly, your actions will also come to fruition to make that dream come true. But a lot of individuals only dream, I think, and then every day they wake up and in their reality they forget their dream. They only dream in bed and wake up and don't take action. So if that's you today, listen carefully. So a lot of us have a desire and a dream to become successful, but it doesn't look like that's true. That's category 1, okay? So these individuals are stating that, oh, I want to become healthier. I want to go to the gym every day. But then day 1, day 2, day 3, they quit. That will soon happen in January. In 2023, many people will create goals to become healthy in 2024. And then in January, everybody will go to the gym. Week 1, the gym will be filled. Week 2, slowly, less people will come. And by the end of the month, you're staying at home. Is that going to be you? Is that going to be you? Who makes that decision? Who makes the decision and says that that's not going to be me? You. Okay? So that's what I see. I see individuals who have the understanding of Atomy, but they don't do the necessary actions to make it come to fruition. Just because you know in your mind doesn't mean the results will come. Just because you know something doesn't mean that it will come. Does that make sense, everyone? So the actions that you need, it is very, very, very important. So the category 1 are the individuals that dream it, but they don't take action. Now, category 2 are individuals that dream it and take action, but still don't see results. I think this is the biggest category that we are all in. Does that make sense? You dream it. You want to become a sales master, right? You want to do these things, but many of you, it looks like you are doing the necessary work, but where are the fruits? So, for example, if you want to be a farmer and you want to have apple trees, it's very basic, right? You get the seeds and you plant them and you water them. When one day goes by, do you dig it back up and say, oh, it's not rooting yet, and then plant it again? and then the next day uproot it again and plant it again? Do you wait and do that over and over? That's being unproductive. That's being counterproductive. You're not doing the business efficiently. Detail and efficiency is what I see many people lacking. So I'll say it again. What is it? Detail in how you do your business and efficiency in how you do your business. That is very, very important. But many people that I see, they lack these things. So therefore, they do not get the results that they should be getting. When I tell my son, I say, my son is a little bit older now. He's in the 4th grade, my oldest one. And he is now getting an allowance, right? So I told him he has a to-do list, right? And I told him every time he reads an extra book, so he has to read 1 Korean book and 1 English book, right? And after he finishes those, every single book he reads after that, I pay him per page, right? So he can make, he's been reading all day. I called my wife yesterday and she said, Bryce has just been reading and reading and reading. And I wanted to make sure that he is not just reading pages just to make money, because that's not the point for me. From my position as a father, I want him to read to gain knowledge, to further his knowledge. For him, his goal is to hurry up and read and get paid. 2 different motivations, right? So I told him that every time he reads, he needs to have a Post-it next to him. And every time there is an important event or something that he wants to remember, he puts the postage there, writes the information. So when he's finished with the book, he remembers the information so he can get the money and the knowledge. That's efficiency. That's detail. Are you doing your business that way? Many individuals are not doing the business that way. What do I mean? You are in category 2, meaning you have that vision and dream, so you get up and you go out to do the work. But when you're out doing the work, you are just going through the actions, just like my son may just be reading and not gaining the knowledge needed, meaning not gaining the consumer in your corner. You're not gaining them as your consumer. They're not in your corner. They're still over there. They're not on your team, but you're doing the actions. So, for example, the Go 100, right? Today's lecture is about the road to success. So we're on this road, right? We're in the beginning. So how do you get to the end? The getting to the end is simple. All you need to do is be proactive about creating downline. That's it. So there are categories in your downline that create PV. Sometimes you are proactive and you just register somebody. So when you look at a new member, it looks like, wow, they registered 10 people today. Amazing. So from the outside, it looks like they are doing work, right? But time passes. Those 10 individuals never buy anything. And you go find out, you're the sponsor, and you say, all right, let's go meet number 1, number 2, number 3. And then you go meet them. They don't even know they're registered. They don't even know their ID. They don't know their password, of course. And they don't know how to order products. So it looks like you did work, but in reality, you were not being effective and you did not create any results. You simply just registered somebody. So is that what you're doing? Maybe that's you today. I want you to self-analyze yourself today. So if you have notes, please take your notes out. Take your phone out. Everybody has a cell phone. You can take notes. And I want number 1 for you to be proactive about what you are doing. What does that mean? Focus on the things that you can control. That's what I mean. Focus on the things that you can control. Many individuals that I speak to focus on things that they cannot control and waste their time and energy on things that they have no control over. But the things that you have control over are your daily checklists on things that you will do. Okay? That you will do. You must write it down and you must remember these things by posting it all over your wall, even on your cell phone, right? If you have a to-do list thing, make each day your to-do list background. So every time you turn your phone off, you see what you have to do. Not a picture of your beautiful face or your beautiful children or anything. Put your goal on there so every time you open your phone, you see what you need to do. Remind yourself. Create a trigger in your daily life to make sure that you do the things that's going to bring you to the goal. Okay, everyone? So this is the way that you change. You don't change by simply thinking you'll change, because you've already tried that. You've already done that. It doesn't work. So you have to remind yourself by doing these things. So focus on things that you can do. So you can do that, right? That's something that you can do. Agree, everyone? Everybody, today, you can make a list of things that you will do tomorrow. And you can make a background or a screensaver of the screenshot so that you can look at it every single day, daily, to accomplish those goals. Those are things that you can do. But most individuals don't focus on the things that they can do, but they focus on the things that they can't do. So what are things that you can't control? You can't control rejection. When you go out to meet those individuals on your list, when they reject you, you become upset. You become down. You become discouraged. But why do you allow things that you cannot control to control you? I ask that you no longer do that. Do not allow the things that you can't control to control you. For example, how silly would it be if every time it rained you got mad because you don't like rain? Wouldn't that be silly? Oh, I heard it's going to rain tomorrow. Oh, and you just get upset. Does that make any sense? No. If somebody rejects you and you get upset at them for rejecting you, that's also the same thing. It's silly. So do not do these things that you cannot control, but do the things that you can control. Now I want you to look back at 2023. And how did you do your business? Were you proactive about your business? Or did you allow situations to control your outcome? Okay? Now, the next part that you have to realize is to reflect, like I just asked you, but reflect in terms of your business growth. The question to yourself should be, why is my business growing well, or why is it not growing well? These questions should be ones that you ask yourself. So every single day, you should look at the mirror and ask yourself, what did I do well today? What did I not do well today? What are the results of what I should be doing? So every single day at night, I ask my kids these questions when I put them to bed. You should do the same. It's like, I ask him, who did you help today? Who helped you today? Right? These are very good questions for my little children, because that focus is on them trying to be of service and help individuals around them. And then when they do get help, they are thankful for the help and they're reminded, thank you for helping me. That humbles them, gives them gratitude. We should do the same. And then at the same time, I ask them, what made you the most excited today? And what made you the most upset today? Right? What upset you? What made you unhappy? What made you happy? And I help them to reflect on those things to see why. And then I ask them the last question about, what would you change today if you could about your personal actions? Because the only thing that you can change is what? You. If my son says, I wish my friend didn't do that, I said, honey, you can't change what your friend does or does not do. So the only thing that you can desire to change today is how you reacted, or how your actions were. So those are the things I want you to focus on. We should do the same. We should self-reflect on these things so it can bring us to success. Because the road to success is not going to be one that is going to go as planned and as desired by yourself. But you're going to have to go through all these roads and barriers to get to that position. Would you agree? So when we get to that positioning, I want you to review everything that you do and take action to make sure that you grow and create synergy for you and your team. So being a good, successful leader means that you are once a good partner in this business, right? So if you want to be a successful sponsor, you should also be a successful partner. Many individuals don't understand these concepts, but being a successful partner is also on the agenda to success, meaning that we are humbling ourselves to listen to the directions of the ones who already went. Does that make sense? And as we do these things, we're able to grow and develop into the next stage where you understand what it means to win together. That's called win-win. Many people want to win, but they don't want to see other people win. They only want to win. And if you have that kind of mindset, you will never grow. Because a win-win mindset is the only way you can give value to yourself and those around you. If you feel like you are lose-win, then you will also quit. Because you will feel like you are giving and giving and giving and gaining nothing back. And relationships don't work that way. If you're always trying to win and they're losing, that won't work either. The only way you can do this business together is to create synergy, and synergy is only created when both individuals, both parties, feel as though they are gaining value from each other's relationship. Are you doing that? That is something that needs to be done. Because if you are not able to do that, your growth will not happen. And even if it does happen, it won't be duplicatable. Can you win the lottery over and over again? No, because it's luck. You cannot duplicate luck. If your downline grows without you, that is luck. Can you duplicate that again? You cannot. If you cannot duplicate it, you cannot maintain it. That is the issue with everything that you will see. So the key is even if you lack the ability on your own, it doesn't matter because you are not alone. You have your sponsors, you have the system in Atomy that will help grow you together. I even do random Zoom meetings where I invite everybody, all English speakers in the world to come. Last time, almost 500 people came, right? You are all welcome to come, right? Anybody can come. You just follow me at Coach Ju on Instagram and I upload it and you come. All the individuals in Atomy has that kind of mindset where we just give. And you need to learn to grow. So those are the things that I see so many individuals failing at. So they only are in category 1, meaning they dream and only dream and they don't take action. They want somebody else to help them become successful. They don't want to create success on their own. They want help. So what does that mean? That is a mentality of, I can't do it because of something. You're always blaming someone else. Oh, it's so difficult to do this business because I don't have a sponsor. It's so difficult to do this business because my partner never comes to seminar. It's so difficult to do this business because we don't have a pickup center. It's so difficult to do this business because you have to do all these things like register with TIN card and this and that and this. It's so difficult. It's so difficult. You focus on things you can't control and you waste all your energy on things that you can't control. So you are talking to yourself and telling yourself you can't do it without even knowing. That's the issue. Can you control those things? No. When I first started Atomy, they had no English materials. When I first started Atomy, they had very few items. I did not complain about those things. I did the best that I could with what I was given. And that is all you should do because it is plenty to do the business with. So, category 1 individuals, I pray and hope that you will understand that your future is in your hand and that you will be able to change it if you can discipline yourself to go to category at least number 2. Now, if you're in category number 2, you need to go to category number 3. Category number 2 are individuals who have the dream, who have the desire, and who are taking action, but they are not doing it efficiently. Category number 3 are individuals who are reflecting on the things that they're doing and bettering themselves by self-development to get to a more efficient and effective leadership position. That is where I desire everybody should go. For example, I give this example many times, but let's say that you are calling your friend and telling them about Atomy. You phone your friend. Hey, Sarah, how are you? I want to share with you about Atomy. It's such an amazing company. It's changed my life. Hemohim is amazing. Now, Sarah doesn't know Atomy, doesn't know Hemohim, and doesn't care. But you are doing the actions that you were taught to do, right? You were taught to prospect. So you're prospecting. So you're talking to them. 20 minutes has passed, but Sarah was not listening to you. She was just being polite. She was just saying, oh, yeah, But really, she was watching K-drama. She's waiting for you to hang up because she is polite and she is nice. And then when you hang up, she says, oh, great. Back to K-drama. You feel like you did the work, right? So you write on your to-do list, today I called 3 people, talked to them 20 minutes about Atomy. But did you do effective work? You wasted your time. I don't want to hear outliers. Well, that's better than nothing. Don't give me those excuses. You are hoping for a lottery then. If your mentality is that's better than nothing, all you're hoping for is a lottery. Can you duplicate lotteries? Can you duplicate luck? So if you teach your partners to do it that way, you're just teaching them to be lucky. One day it'll happen. One day you will grow. No, that's not what we want. So that is why it is important to meet individuals face to face to make sure that they are paying attention. You are talking to them. They see the genuineness inside of your eyes and that you are communicating one by one. Does that make sense, everyone? So that is an example of being efficient, being effective, rather than just doing the actions and thinking you have been growing your business. Many individuals that I know are doing their business in that way. They're in category 2. And they never get to category 3 because they do not self-reflect. Individuals who are able to grow the most and the quickest are individuals who are humble. Do you know why? Because they're able to take positive criticism. But if you are not humble, meaning you are not teachable, you are prideful, it's very difficult to help that individual grow because they already know everything. Since they know everything, nothing that you tell them can ever change their mind. So therefore, they can't grow. So many individuals, when you first come into Atomy, my request is what? I don't care if you've been doing network marketing for 10 years, 20 years. I don't care if this is your 10th company. I don't care if this is your first company. It doesn't matter. Everybody should come in with the mindset of I know nothing. It doesn't matter if you did binary systems already. It doesn't matter if you understand the compensation plan. All these things don't matter. And at the same time, I honestly don't think that you need to understand the compensation plan to make money. You know why? Even if you don't know the compensation plan, does Academy Philippines give you money in your account every time you match? Yes. Just because you know the compensation plan, does that mean that you have more money coming into your account? No. Don't focus on things that you think are important in this business, like understanding. Understanding. What? Understanding marketing plan, understanding the company, understanding this, understanding that, understanding all these things. If you memorize the 8 steps to success, does that bring you success? No, it does not. The best thing that I believe that you should do is, of course, you should know why you need to do Academy. That why is your vision and dream. That why is not, oh, I should pick Academy over other companies. That's not why I should pick Academy over other companies. That's the wrong why. But that's the why that many people study. Many people study why I should pick Academy instead of company A, why I should pick Academy instead of company B, why I should pick Academy instead of company C. So your why is not focused on your personal goals and desires. Your whys are misled and focused on the company that you don't even need to know about. That is where trust comes in. I stated that yesterday, that Academy is a trustable company because of the what? Evidence that we see in the last 10 years. So we can have faith in this company, is what I said. Do you remember this? So you don't need to waste your time jumping from company to company, I stated. That's what that means. So the why you should do Academy should never be about the company Academy, but you. Meaning, why should you wake up every day? Why should you go to work every day? Why should you do these things every single day? Because you want to create a better future for your family. You want to create a better future for yourself. These things are the why. That will be your driving factor. And the wisest thing that you can do is to do these things when you are comfortable. I'll tell you again. The most difficult thing to do in anything, okay, is when you are in a difficult situation. So what do I mean? Let's say that you have a good job. You make good money. You're comfortable. Since you're comfortable, you're satisfied. Since you're satisfied, you don't look or do for your future. Right? Think about it. But let's say next year you get fired. You lose your job. You only have 2-3 months worth of savings. You're no longer comfortable. But now you want to do Academy. Would it have been easier to do Academy when you were comfortable or now when you're not comfortable? Do you think it's easier to do Academy when you are in hardship? Of course not. That's silly. You would have been wise to do it when you were comfortable. But so many of us, if you are comfortable now, will not do Academy now because you think you can do it later. Do it now when you can. You should have started Academy yesterday. You understand what I mean? That is the mentality that you need, and that is the way that you need to push yourself forward. Because without this understanding, you are lying to yourself and being lied to by others, thinking that it is forever, the position that you're in. Do it now, even though you don't want to do it. Is it better to prevent sickness? Or is it better to take medicine when you're sick. Wouldn't you agree that it's better to prevent the illness than to take care of the illness when you get it? How silly would it be? It's like, oh, I love sugars, I love everything. I will just cut them off when I get diabetes, okay? Do you say that? It's like, okay, well, yes, I don't think it would be good to intake all that cholesterol and eat all that, but I'll stop after I get my heart attack. Do you think like that? So why do you think, okay, I'll start Atomy and I'll try to be financially free after I go bankrupt? You should not think like that. The mentality that you have now will determine your future. So I want you to change your mentality now. Atomy Philippines is a blue ocean. From my understanding, there are 0.01% of the population registered in Atomy Philippines right now. How many percent? Is that right, Eric? 0.01%? Yes? Okay. Not even 0.1%. Isn't that amazing? That means that everybody around you are your future consumers. Everybody around you are your future business partners. So hurry up and register them before the person next to you registers them. Right? Or are you going to let them, oh, you guys register everybody first, I'll register them later? If that's the case, send them all to me first, please. So this is the mentality that I see many people having, where since they are comfortable now, they don't want to put in the work now and they want to rest now. The more comfortable you are, the harder you should work. Because that's when you can do it. So if you are in that position where you are comfortable, meaning you have free time. Comfortable people have free time. What does free time entail? Watching YouTube, watching K-dramas, scrolling through TikTok, scrolling through Instagram, doing all these things that don't bring value to your life. So if you have freedom to do these things, you are comfortable. So now I want you to take those things out and identify how you can be more efficient with your time. Remember, efficiency is the key. Be more efficient with your time. So for me, I don't have time every single day to do 10,000 steps sometimes, right? Remember I told you my goal is to do 10,000 steps in 2023, my average, right? That's like 12 kilometers a day I need to walk. That's a lot. But I don't have time, so what do? I sleep less, right? I sleep less, and I wake up earlier, and then I run. I can't walk. Walking takes too long to do 10,000 steps, so I go and run because I have to run. And then the faster you run, the faster you do your steps. So I try to run faster and faster each day so I can hurry up and get done. That is being more efficient. Some people say, oh, 10,000 steps a day, that takes too much time, so I can't do it. Well, then run. Well, if your knees are bad, then do something else. Bike. Do something. Challenge yourself in a way where it'll better your health. Atomy is the same thing. If you only have 4 hours a day to do Atomy, but you really, really want to see that K-drama, do you watch it? Yes or no? Let me ask again. Do you watch the K-drama? Yes or no? No! I will understand the yeses as misunderstanding. You can watch K-drama on video on demand. It will wait for you. Watch all the drama you want after you are successful. You understand? Your business will not wait for you, but K-drama will wait for you. Do you understand? TikTok, YouTube, all the videos will remain. Don't worry. Your shows won't go away. But your network will be registered somewhere else. So what is more important and more urgent? Building your future. Gratifying, right? So a lot of individuals, I try to teach this to my kids as well, right? I try to teach them that delaying gratification is a very important thing in life. But most individuals cannot delay gratification, so they watch K-drama now. And then they will rather starve later. You are changing. You are bartering your time for pleasure, bartering your time for your future. You are bartering your time. God has only given you 24 hours in a day, like everybody else in here. God is just and fair. The only way to win in this Atomy game is to put in more work than everybody else. Everybody here can register for free. Everybody here can share with their partners, with their consumers, with their network. Everybody in here has access to VODs. Everybody in here has access to everything. But those who win are the ones who work harder. That's the only difference. So I encourage you all, if you want success, you should compete with your neighbor and make sure you do more than them. If your neighbor is going sales master, you need to think, why am I not going sales master? I need to hurry up and go. If your friends over there are doing Diamond Master challenges, you should be thinking, why am I not doing it? How are they doing? I need to hurry up and do it. Because the harder you work, the faster you will grow, as long as you are in category 3, doing things efficiently. When I first started this business, my wife was pregnant. I had no network in South Korea. I was a foreigner working in South Korea. Right? 0 friends, 0 network. My only way to succeed in this business was through my wife's network. So when she was pregnant, she had very bad morning sickness. Raise your hand, ladies, if you have bad morning sickness before. Okay. I don't know what that's like. But every day, my wife would wake up, look at me, and she'd go, oh. She'd get up from the bed and, oh. She'd go to the restroom. She would probably maybe 13 to 15 times a day just throw up. But during that time, I had no network. I had to meet her friends. So I would go to the restroom and I would pat her on the back while she's over the toilet and say, honey, are you okay? She'd say, oh, yeah, I think I feel better. I'd say, oh, great, honey. All right, let's make some appointments today. How many of your friends can we meet today? And she would look at me, ladies with morning sickness, you know, right? She would look at me and she'd say, I can't believe you're telling me to make appointments with my friends when I'm feeling like this. She'd say, do you love me or do you love Atomy? And I would say to her, honey, I love you. That's why we must do Atomy for our future. So a lot of individuals don't understand the magnitude in which I worked to get to where I'm at. And I would go and meet these individuals. And I would tell them about Atomy. And sometimes in the middle of the conversation, they'd get up, slam the desk, and say, I don't do network marketing, and leave. They say, don't call me if you ever want to try to sell me something like this again, and leave. I had so many rejections. But I don't think in the Philippines they act like that because everybody's so nice. Right? They just don't return your call nicely. But in Korea, they tell you they don't like it directly in your face. So I like that better. So I don't need to call them again. But if you have partners who don't tell you, they just keep answering, but they're never interested, that's rather more wasteful. But they say, no, I like Academy. But they never buy. So in the beginning stages, as soon as my wife gave birth, I remember we rested for about 10 days, 10, 12 days. And I carried him home. And starting from when he was about 45 days old, I carried him everywhere, to all the seminars, to all the meetings, to all the centers. And I have photos of this. And I would change his diaper on the table, give lecture, hold him again, and give the compensation plan. And then if my arm got tired, my partner would hold the baby, and my baby would go in a circle and then come back to me and then do it again. And I did that over and over. Even my second, on the day of the Success Academy, on the second night, when we were in the hotel, my wife said, oh, honey, I think my water broke. So he was born the next day of Success. Every single day, we pushed harder and harder to get to where we are today because I knew that success was inevitable. I see a lot of you here today. You are here because you want to succeed. You're here because you desire success. And my goal today is to really create in you that 1 second of hope, that 1 second of understanding where you do change the course of your future by doing the things that you need to do to succeed. But people would tell me every single day when I was carrying my son, they say, you shouldn't do that. That's not good for his respiratory system. That's not good for his lungs to be around all the bacteria. You should take care of him at home. They say, oh, I think you're not a good parent to bring your kids everywhere like that. You should stay home and educate them and help them to grow. All these things. But you know what? My son, they've been able to travel the world with me. They've been able to go to all these different countries. And they've been able to experience the culture. Even in February, I will be going to Singapore to speak in RMㅣ Singapore with my family again. I'll bring everybody. If I knew that we were coming to Clark again, I would have brought them here too. I always take them everywhere around the world. Why? Why am I able to do that? Because I became successful. Through RMㅣ. You can do the same thing. What's stopping you? Nothing. You're not even a foreigner in your own country. You have a network. You have people. I was a foreigner in a country that I didn't speak the language well in, with no network, and I was still able to become successful. What does that say? That says that I am not the one that brought about success. I am not special. I am not a superstar. That means the RMㅣ system allowed success. You don't need to be a superstar. You don't need special abilities. You just need consistency. Before coming on stage, I always get many questions, right? People want to know, How can I become more disciplined? How can I become more efficient? The only way to do these things is to truly reflect and analyze when you can do these things. For example, think about your daily routine. What do you do every single day when you wake up? What's the first thing that you do? There are things that you do. Maybe you get up and brush your teeth. Maybe you get up and drink water. Maybe you get up and do something. So whenever you have this trigger, make that time a time where you send a message to somebody. Tie your habits together. So as soon as you are, oh, I have to brush my teeth, but you know you should message your partners to follow up. But you forget to message your partners throughout the day because you're busy. So tie it together with an action that you do anyways every single day. And then send them a message. Send your sponsors a message. Send your partners a message. Send your consumers a message. Every single time you see new pop-ups on the website, on the Edge Mall, download it. Send it. This is our new product. These are the new things. And you are controlling your actions, right? By planning for it every single day. These are the things that are going to change your future. It's baby steps, one step at a time. For example, when you look at a tree, like I said, the apple tree, every time you stare at it, you don't really see it grow. But a person maybe comes back 1 year later and looks at, wow, it grew so much. It's like looking at kids, right? If you look at your friend's child, you're like, wow, when did he get so big? But to the parent, they don't see him growing that big yet because they see him every day, right? So in your Atomy journey, maybe it doesn't look like your business is growing and doing well because you see it every single day. But 1 year later, you can examine it and look at it and see how well it has grown. That is the key. The key is don't wait for results. Just do it. Okay? Don't focus on the how. How am I going to become a sales master? How am I going to do this? How? Just do consumer building. Just do business building. That's it. I cannot tell you how to do the business because every single person's journey will be different. The only thing that you can do is just do the necessary actions to get you focused on the right direction. That's it. There is only a direction that you can go, and that is the right way to go. So in this system we call Atomy, we do this business by first being consumers, right? You are the consumer. So if you don't consume the items, then how can you share your experience? After you do these things, you get plugged into the system. The system like the one-day seminars, the Success Academies, the Zoom meetings, the online events, all these things, the center events, all these things are part of your journey to success. And when you get plugged into these things, you create a culture where you want to better yourself. But it's not a culture of only making money. Let me explain this. If you only recruit people and tell them that they will make lots of money, they will leave as soon as they don't make money. Okay? So if you're recruiting people saying, oh, hurry, hurry, you'll be a sales master in 1 year. And then in 1 year, they're not a sales master, they will leave. Okay? All these businesses that I am a part of, all the downlines and center businesses that I see, the ones that survive are the ones that create culture. What is culture? Culture is desiring the best for each other, success for each other, and wanting to be with each other. That is the key thing. Okay? So wanting to be with each other. So for example, why do you go to church? Why do you volunteer at church? Do they pay you to volunteer at church? It wouldn't be called volunteering, right? If you got paid. Why do you go and volunteer at church if they don't pay you? Because there's more value. You want to give, you want to help, you want to share. So we are doing Atomy to help those around us become successful, and at the same time, we become successful. Does that make sense? So I want you all to have that understanding where you are doing this business, yes, to make money, of course. But the money thing automatically follows when you create a culture of success for each other. Now, let me break that down. Why is that important to want to see each other? Because that means that the downline remains. That means that your downline continues to grow one by one. So the one person who uses the toothbrush, he's still there. He doesn't leave. The one person who uses the Absolute, they're still there. They don't leave. But if you do not create a culture where everybody is there because they desire to be there, because they like each other, then Absolute consumer will leave. Toothpaste consumer will leave. Every single year, you'll register 50 people, and then every single year at the end of the year, your 50 people will terminate. So next year, you start at 0 again. And then you register 50 more, and then at the end of the year, it's 0 again. Because you don't create a culture where everybody desires to stay, but rather they're there because they want to only make money. It doesn't work like that. Does that make sense? This is the key in building your business. It's one brick at a time, and each brick matters. Even if that's just one toothpaste, even if that's just one toothbrush, it matters. So you cannot complain about, oh, my downline only buys toothpaste. I hear many people say that. Say, oh, my downline only buys toothbrushes, and they use the toothbrush for 6 months. I hope that's not you. And they're not angry, not upset, but they wish they had not just toothbrush consumers, but also Hemohim and Absolute skincare consumers, right? Now, let's look at the percentage. And let's look at the possibility of those around us who can consume these items. Is it easier to get a person who can only afford to use a toothbrush to buy Absolute skincare, or is it easier to register about 100 more just toothbrush consumers? You be the judge of that. But I think rather than trying to get people to use items that they can't afford, it's better to find more people who can buy products that they can afford. That's the smarter way of doing it. Now, don't take this message as, oh, I shouldn't buy anything. Right? What I'm saying is, don't wait for that person to make the decision to buy an item to make your business grow. That's not being proactive. But you go out and find more people that will buy the products in Atomy. Does that make sense? Many people wait for their downline to bring them success. They say, oh, I'm not able to become Leaders Club because my partner won't be Diamond. I'm trying to be a diamond master, but my partner, she won't be sales master. He won't do sales challenge. So I cannot grow. If they won't do it, go find somebody that will. You understand? You are the owner of your business and you have the ability to control your future. That is the power of being proactive. So be efficient in the way that you're doing the business. Every single day, you have 8 hours to 10 hours a day. Each person that you meet, 2 hours it'll take to explain Atomy, right? And when you do these things, you have 4 to 5 individuals each day that you can meet. Even if they all say no, if you're consistent in meeting individuals, then by week 1, you should at least have one person registered. And when I mean that one person being registered, I mean that person knows their ID, knows their password, knows how to use the website. And then you duplicate that individual to be somebody like you in 3 months. That is your goal. Small steps. And with small steps, you'll see big results because it doesn't take a lot of people to bring results in Atomy. It just takes leaders like yourself. So next time, when we have success meetings and one-day seminars, this place should be filled to the brim. There should be no seats available, right? Imagine, even if you today were to bring one more person, is that hard? Just think about it, guys. If you were to bring just one more person, what would happen to this room? It would be too small. Can you not do that? Can you not do that? Or can you do it? You can do it. How many more do you have to bring? Everybody can do that. How many more? One more person. Every single month, you bring to your Success Academy. You start with 1 and you bring 1 person. January. February, the both of you bring 1 person. It's 4 people. March, the 4 of you bring 1 each. 8. It works. Every single month, just focus on registering 1 person a week and bringing 1 person a month to the successes. That's all. And 1 year later, you will have amazing results. But you try so hard to bring as many people as possible that you don't even efficiently use the energy to bring 1 person. Right? Raise your hand high if you brought 1 person at least today. Raise your hand high. Okay, good, good. Now, raise your hand high if you can bring 1 more person next month. I should see all the hands going up. No, you don't want to bring anyone next month? Everybody, oh, okay, I will. It takes baby steps, 1 step at a time. Just go do the things that you need to do, and the results will follow because Atomy will do the rest. The products will work, the system will work, the seminars will work, and everybody here today, you will be able to get on stage and be the vision and the leaders of Atomy Philippines. Do you agree? So it's been 2 days, right, since we've been here. My first lecture was about the company and about how you all can become successful in Atomy. Now today's lecture, I hope, teaches you as an individual, as a leader, on how to become successful. And through these steps, I believe that 2024 will be much better for all of you involved as long as you are in category 3. Being efficient with your time, being efficient with the way that you do the downline building. And as you do these things, you will see success. Okay, everyone? So after this lecture is over today, we will have the revival meeting. So I desire everybody to stay if you can. And I request one thing only from you all. All the photos that you took with me, please upload them, right? And tag me in Facebook or in Instagram, right? At Coach Jew. So I can upload them together with you guys, okay? So thank you all for coming. Thank you all for listening. And I pray that you all are successful because there are people around you that need your help. There are many family members and people in difficult situations that you can help. So you do the hard work so you can help them, okay? All right, thank you, everyone.